Hey everybody, Trendy John here from Simpler Trading. Let's go ahead and get started with ticker symbol CELH, one of my favorites. And I just got out of this trade today, but I want to re-enter it. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do this after the new year or if I want to go ahead and start a new position starting tomorrow or maybe even Friday. I want to go over this chart with you. And after this, make sure if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me here on X, or you can come over to my YouTube channel where I'll post this as well. But for now, let me just show you a couple zones and what I'm working with as far as price goes. Notice that we have a demand zone here, okay, and we have this nice pocket of demand. Basically, when we say demand, we're trying to line ourselves up with the institutional side. What we're looking for is these big moves out of a demand zone, and we identify these by locating candle structure, and you can learn all about that on my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you're not a subscriber over there, make sure you guys check out my YouTube. You can see that on my X profile. It'll show you how to get there and so forth, and if you have questions, just let me know. But again, it's like a 3 to 4 minute video, and you really can just figure out what the structure looks like, identify it on your charts, and start putting yourself some very nice zones on here. So again, this is a demand zone. Price went up here. We found a little bit of supply. We then moved back to the demand zone. We found buyers here, and what we're printing right now, this is called a trendy turn signal. And just so we know, we are on a weekly chart, and when we have a trendy turn on a weekly, that arrow could disappear by the end of the week. It's like most indicators, it is structured and doing its thing for right now, but things could change, and if they change by Friday and something happens to that structure and or the bands and so forth, if things just are not cooperating, that arrow can disappear. So it's really important that you understand everything that I'm giving you is based off a weekly chart, and again, it's only Wednesday and things can change. When I go up from price, I want to be looking up and to the left. I'm looking at candle structure, so again, up and to the left. And notice over here we have this nice topping wick, and this tells me right away that we have supply in here. So what we want to do is we're going to copy this, and we're going to place this right above, and we're going to use the wick and the body. Okay, so I'm going to come down just like that, and if you want, you can make this red. All right, and so red in the supply and demand world basically means supply. Okay, and what we would expect there is price is going to reject, and so what we do is we're able to identify targets there. All right, so we're going to place a target here. We're going to take this price here and move it up right into about that 57.40, and you can see we're pretty darn close to that. We could easily see that this week if we continue the momentum. Now, in this box, we also have targets. I want to come over here. Watch my crosshairs. I'm going to go to the top of the body, and then I'm going to use this indicator right here. This is a trendy edge, so we have targets within a supply zone. So it's if this, then that. If we can get and hold over 57.30, I'm looking for 59.93. Rejection there, probably pull back to the 57.30, and then over time we could see 64. Now, during the process of us moving up here, we want to make sure that the cloud stays intact. We want to make sure that price is staying above that cloud. Now, there's signs on smaller time frames that let us know, hey, maybe buyers are starting to creep out of the position for a little bit, kind of like let price digest. And the way we do that is we take the time frame from a weekly and we break it down. We go to a daily. You guys can see that we're above the cloud there. We go into a 4 hour, we're above the cloud there, and you start to notice that we're a bit extended. So at any time, the divergence between the price of the cloud and the current price, we could see price come back to that cloud to test that cloud to see if there is support. Okay, so these are the little subtle signs that I look for on smaller time frames, just to let me know, hey, yeah, I like it from a weekly standpoint, but there is an opportunity to also add into the position, or there are signs that I may want to get out. But going off of the weekly, all right, and just this week, again, I'm starting to get a trendy turn. I want to know if that's going to last. If it lasts this week, I want to continue to build into this position for the targets that I mentioned above. Now, as far as tomorrow is concerned, notice that we have this little purple line over here. What I'm going to do is place a 55.17, a line there, just to let you know, hey, tomorrow, if we were to dip down into 55.17, this is where I would expect buyers to hold this level, to come in at this level, and to continue to move up towards that 57.30. So tomorrow's support, 55.17. This week, the big thing is, can we hold over 57.30? And then from 57.30, we'd like to see some sort of structure built there. Typically, this will take 3 days. So you'd see, like, let's say this is Thursday, then Friday you may get a pullback into that structure, and then next week we'd like to see a higher high, and then we could see that 59.93 and so forth. Okay, so again, if this then that, if tomorrow 55.17 holds, expect 57.30. If by Friday we're holding 57.30, I would actually be looking for 59 to 60 into next week. This is a powerful stock, and it's looking really, really good. I do want to point this out. For some reason, things just get crazy. Let's say January historically is bullish. Let's just say that January is not bullish, and all of a sudden things start to turn. Well, what I'd be looking for, if for any reason we could get into this box, this is where I'd want to be buying again. And the only way that this is possible, and I just want to make sure that everyone understands this, and it is possible, is only if this area of demand were to break. And if I come over here, again, 41.5 would have to break for our probabilities to substantially go up, that we could see all the way down here towards 37 to 32. But until then, I want to stick to my weekly plan. I really like this. A couple other things to note: green to white, we're still neutral. Inside and up formation, not only are we trying to build a little bit of demand here, again, we have the weekly turn. We are headed into a little bit of supply. So if you're just now getting into this trade or thinking about it, just understand you're buying up towards the red box where we could see a little bit of rejection. So for me, it's more of a scale in type of move. If this, then that. As long as we hold, I want to continue to scale in for these upper targets that I'm showing you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow.